What's going on, people? It's True Boxing, and I'm with my post-fight wrap-up of that Rigondeaux and that Donaire fight. First, I got to give shout-outs, and I owe Rigondeaux, I owe him an apology. Because I thought, even though I didn't do a video, I thought he was going to get knocked out. I didn't think he was that good, and I underestimated him, and I'm glad. And I usually don't do that. I just underestimated him. I really never seen him fight, seen a couple fights, and I was like, oh, he looks all right. But I see why so many people and how Kellerman was all on his dick and was like he couldn't wait. Like I see why Kellerman said he couldn't wait to when he found out that he was turning pro. He couldn't wait. He thought he just couldn't wait. So I didn't see how. But I see why now. The guy was just great. Donaire, I didn't like the excuses he made at the end of the fight about the weight because you said this was the best shape you've been in. And that's one of the main reasons why you got to be careful before a fight what you say. You can't say that this is the best shape I've ever been in. I took this serious and then lose and then say, well, it was issues with camp and it was issues with that. Like they were trying to make excuses for him. And Roy had to cut it short, And then when they tried to say that he took Rigondeaux for granted, and he was like, how could he take this guy for granted? This guy has 400 amateur fights. That's a lot. I don't know if y'all, see, a lot of y'all don't follow amateur, but that's a lot of fights. And out of 400 fights, you've only lost 10 times. That's roughly 2 times for every 100 fights, damn near. You know what I'm saying? That's damn like 2.5 fights, some crazy shit like that for every 100 fights you win. That's incredible. That's incredible odds. And like Roy was saying, when you got that many fights and you fight, like people don't understand this, there's just amateurs is similar to the pros. Just like you got pros and you got journeyman pros and you got top good pros and elite. It's the same way with amateurs. You got okay amateurs, you got good, then you got open class. That's where everybody has like crazy records, like 200-300 fights. And then you have like, city fighters, regional fighters, national fighters, and then you have international fighters. Like I said, people don't know that because they don't follow the amateur, system. They just follow pros. They don't know. And so, like he said, when you fight that many times and you are a decorated amateur like Rigondeaux is, you didn't see the Jordans, the fucking Kobe's, the LeBrons, the Kareems, the Larrys, the Matt. You didn't seen it all. You didn't ran into every style. So it's not going to be hard to surprise you. And I like the way that Rigondeaux was able to take away Donaire's jab. I mean, not his jab, but his left hook. I mean, that was incredible. I like how he was able to slip under Donaire, out of punching range under Donaire's shots, partly because he's 5'4". I like how he was able to control and dictate Donaire. There was nothing, in my opinion, that he did wrong in this fight. I think he could have stepped on the pace a little bit, and I believe he could have stopped Donaire. Donaire, basically, like I said, I seen the look in Donaire's face that I see in a lot of fighters' faces. I seen the look in his face that I seen in Frach's face after the 3rd round with Ward. It was like I believed a lie. Like you guys put me in some shit, I wasn't ready for this. And Frach is my dog. I fucks with Frach heavy. He's near my top pound for pound. It was the look in his eye like of desperation. I can't hit this guy. He's smarter than I thought. He's quicker than I thought. He's a better boxer than I thought. God damn. I seen the same type of look that you see in a lot of fighters that Floyd fights. After, how Shane looked in the 5th round with Floyd. Like, shit. That's the exact same look I saw in Donaire's face. This guy's much better than I thought. He's quicker, faster, stronger than I thought. I gave him credit for. This guy is good. He's good. I liked how he was countering Donaire. Donaire to me is an okay counter. I would say he's a good counterpuncher. He's not great. He's good. I would put him at like a couple tiers under Marquez. I consider Marquez a good counterpuncher. I consider Floyd a great counterpuncher. You know what I'm saying? Marquez is a good counterpuncher, a solid, a higher good, tier counterpuncher. I consider Donaire few steps under that. But Rigondeaux has great counterpunching skills, which all Cubans do. All Cubans are pretty good, great or good counterpunchers. I don't know too many okay Cuban counterpunchers. And I like how he was countering Donaire with straight right hands, how he was spinning them and hitting Donaire with counter uppercut. I mean, that's hard. I mean, a counter uppercut, like he was bam, and he was out of there. And it was like Donaire couldn't get off on him. And people thought that there was something wrong with Donaire. This is what a great fighter does to a good fighter or another great fighter. I'm able to take away your best assets and I can make you look like that's something that greatness does. I can make you look like you having a bad night. I can make it look like it's got to be something wrong because the way I'm beating you so easy, it's got to be something wrong. And that's what Rigondeaux did to Donaire. He had everybody in attendance, everybody watching the fight, people I'm watching blogs and reading comments. Everybody believes he had to have an off night. That's how good when you're good, great, or good fighters, you can make a person look like it's got to be something wrong with them. Something ain't right with them. Because you can take everything. He took everything that Donaire did. He took Donaire's speed. He forced Donaire to follow him around. I mean, they couldn't make a case for Donaire winning this fight. And I thought they were going to rob Rigondeaux because with the point retaliating and all that, I had to fight like Letterman. I gave Donaire one round, the round where he knocked him down. And the knockdown he gets credit for, but the knockdown was more so because he was able to hold Rigondeaux when they spent off each other, and Rigondeaux's feet were planted. Rigondeaux squared up. He used his elbow, which is smart on Donaire's part. Don't get me wrong, that was smart. I liked it. And he lined him up like Floyd does. He threw that. He put that shoulder there and lined him up for a good left hand. Bam, and put him down. Do I think Rigondeaux was hurt? Not at all. I think Rigondeaux recognized that was a good shot. That was some good shit. Game recognized game. I like how you set that up. But I thought, Rigondeaux put on a virtuoso performance, an excellent performance. A lot of people called it boring. I thought it was great. I think he could have stepped up his output. But people don't pay attention. It was a round where I believe Donaire only landed 3 punches. Do you know how hard that is to do to it? Just picture if you go around and you make Floyd only land 3 punches. You did a lot of shit right there round. You don't do that to good fighters. You do that to bums. You do that to fighters who can't fight. You made a good fighter. Donaire's good. Don't get me wrong. He good. I don't think he got exposed. I think he got beat by a better fighter. That's the difference. Not exposed, beat by a better fighter. You go around, you make a good, y'all don't reckon, to me, that's brilliant. He made this motherfucker only land 3 punches the whole round. That ain't easy to do. That takes skill. And then I think his power was keeping Donaire honest. Donaire didn't want to until Donaire realized he needed a knockout. He just went for it. But when he hit Donaire in the 12th round and he swole him up, and Donaire had to put that hand up to cover that eye because he was seeing double, he was hurting Donaire. Like I said, I didn't appreciate Donaire at the end making all the excuses. My arm is broken, it's hurt, and I got a baby and I got all this shit I got to do. I'm moving up. Donaire didn't even look like he wanted a rematch. What did Donaire say? I'm moving up. I'm done. That to me tells me he don't want to fight this guy. He didn't want it. But True Boxing, rate, comment, subscribe. Great fight. Not boring at all. Great action fight. I loved it. I'm out.